Hello and welcome to a new video. And it feels so nice to drive this car, and it drives really nice when you drive it slow, and it's very easy to steer, easy to drive and everything, but still have the problem that the gearbox locks in a gear or freezes in gear sometimes. So I've done some changes and out on the road and tested and see if it works or not. Probably it would not work, but I would test and see. Warning oil press. After a small test drive, did still not work, but I have done some work on the car, and I'm doing some work on the car, tried to find the problems. I also had some footage before Street Week. Before the last episode, I drove the car outside, but it was stuck, and then we did some work. Instead of racing first days of the Street Week Sweden, we were in the garage here working. So I think I have a little bit of footage from that, even though I didn't find it's so nice to bring up the camera that often, but we did a lot of work there before the Street Week. Yeah, the mechatronics is out here, and trying to move all the gear shift shafts here, so it seems to be working. The D shaft there, reverse, and fifth gear, I think. Yeah, fourth gear, yeah. Was a bit trög, but yeah, we'll see.
När vi... Ja, precis.
Just det, den här rackaren. First test drive stopped a little bit early, having some grinding between the drive shaft and the dampers here. Yeah, so the guys are on the way to get some tools to fix it. Jo, kan man se. Varför? Yeah, when we built this car now, it's built in hurry, so we did hundreds of mistakes, problems, but we tried to find them and solve them. But we had some bad sound from the brake here, for example. Disc inside looking very bad, and you can see that the disc, the brake pad, the inner one, it's actually metal against metal. It's the turned the incorrect way, so the friction material is against the piston there. So, but yeah, easy fix. We like that one. Always some mistakes, no problem. And the window mechanism on the left hand side is working, but this one is rusted off. So we just put in some screws into some wood here. This lever is not working, so I don't know if it's possible to film here, but by hand try to get it down. It's getting hot now. Tool down there, making wood out here, and I'm trying to get it down with one hand, not to crash it. So this is something I need to fix later on. All good. Fresh air. Now it is kind of a week after Street Week, and I have been cleaning out here in the garage, and yeah, it's a lot of different stuff everywhere, so making some organizing and trying to get some rest and sleep and get some more energy, but I'm still very low on energy, so I don't know if I'm sick or if it's just that it's coming up from all the too much work with the car before. And trying to fix the gearbox. I think that's the main issue. The gearbox gets stuck in gear. I'm on my way now here and installing some software for logging, but it's not working. And then also I'm getting more problems. It was a lambda problem on the side here. Lambda sensor did not work, left hand and right hand side here, so I swapped them, and then it went to bank 1. So I have to say thank you here. I have BJP Race that have the new lambda sensors here in stock always, and some different lengths of the cables as well. So yeah, thank you BJP for that one. And it's, I think, why this one broke on the bank number 2. It was the other problem in an earlier video that I had for some time, that it was so rich on bank 2 compared to bank 1. It was some big problems with that one. I was trying to look as much as possible in the software and also in the engine and see if there's any leaks or anything like that. But the problem with that one is this is 2 ECUs, one for left-hand bank and one for right-hand bank. And I was loading in new firmware to the ECUs because it's been 2 years since I used the ECUs, and loaded in new firmware. And you can see the firmware number there. It's this new computer I have, Windows 11. Connection errors, a lot of connection problems actually. So when loading into the master, it went in there, but I thought I loaded into the slave, but it disconnects and then should come online again, but it did not do it. So I had an old firmware in this ECU. I was probably stressed and missed that one out. It didn't go in the new firmware, and it's actually kind of different fuel calculations for the E85 or alternate fuel in these ones. So it was the completely different calculations there, and then it made it all rich. And that is why I think the lambda sensor here, it was very rich sometimes, and these do not like to be that rich. NT-key sensors are better, but these ones are usually good if you're having normal air-fuel ratios. So I will install this sensor back here. It's a little bit sad when the car worked good when I took it in, or it did not work good, but now when start working with it, it works even worse than it was before. So some steps back as usual, and some forward. Also here, not the nicest transportation rims in the back. Should I cut this open here so I can get the big ones out, or should I make some custom rims that goes wider inwards? One thing that was incorrect is the steering angle and the steering shaft. When I did this longer one time, I also showed that I thought it was strange because it was not lining up this universal joints there. But that's actually a reason for that one, I think. I got one comment on my YouTube that it should be misaligned by about 14 degrees to be stable in high speed. So I will revert back to that one and put the steering wheel straight. I had it straight, but then this notch here in the middle was not upwards. Now this one will be upwards, so everything will be correct. Where this ribbon cable kind of here goes through there, so I have to make sure. I try to figure out if there is a position where it should be, but now it makes about 7 turns when before it going a little bit of resistance there. So I will try to make it in the middle there, and I think it will be all good. So trying to get the steering correctly and do some learning of that one as well for the steering stops, and hopefully I will get some steering signal. That is one of the missing signals, I think, for launch control. It could be something that prevents the gearbox from freezing there. Also trying doing everything as correct as possible. I have been working with troubleshooting for some days now, and tried to figure out the gearbox, doing some logging. One thing is that the output sensors is showing 0 sometimes, but there is no output sensor in this one, so maybe that is some signal coming from something else in the car. Wheel speed sensors, maybe, I don't know. But or maybe that doesn't matter if it goes down to 0. I have been modified the steering now, new shaft here, or new, and just modified the shaft. So now everything is correct with the steering, and I'm trying to get steering angle calibration done, but it do not work. Could not get it to work. I can see that it's moving, but the basic settings is not working on that one. So maybe that is missing something. Trying a lot with that one, in and out and driving, and see if it learns itself or whatever. And that is a little bit frustrating now, I think, when these problems, and I don't have documentation that says what does it require, and also in the tests in BCDS it doesn't say what is the problem. So that is a bit of the problem with using these OEM kind of control units, and where you don't have all of the information. There's some of the basic information, but some of the information I think only Audi have those. Would also love to see more information what the gearbox really needs. I have been doing some logging of the gearbox, and found some different things. Here, for example, it's some dips in the output speed, the trans output speed, the shaft 1 and 2, and maybe I thought this was a problem, but the thing is that this gearbox do not have an output speed sensors. It just have the input speed sensor 1 and 2, and these ones are all fine here, working good. And I thought maybe these signals are calculated. I think they are, or if they're coming from the car. But then I removed all the speed signal here from the car, and I still have these dips, so probably it's not the dips here. But one strange thing here is that I removed the ABS that gives the speed signal, and now when I removed it I could put in a lot of gears actually, and it worked fine, except it was a little bit slipping the clutch. So I think maybe I'm somewhere on the line there to what the problem could be. Here is, by the way, some data from my last and only race here, and in Laxo, the testing, the first race there. And I just want to show you a little bit. You can see the wheel speeds here. In the last pass here I forgot to turn the four-wheel drive on, and you can see that these are the front tires. Good line here, but the back tires was spinning. But it's not spinning out of control, because I have some boost control here. But I think the main thing about this ECU and how it's managing power is that it's torque controlled. So I have a torque control here, and I set the torque in advance. Second gear, for example, here I have set 800 Newton meters of torque, and it's up on 936. So maybe I have a little bit high boost here. Yeah, it's actually right on the aim, on the boost aim here, but Maybe I should have the aim a little bit lower, or hopefully I put the four-wheel drive in and it will not spin, but you can see here that it's slipping. But what the ECU is actually doing to keep this 800 Newton meters, it is controlling the throttle. You see here, I threw the whole second gear here. You can see the second gear. I had about 29% of throttle, so it's controlling with mainly throttle, I think, and ignition could do as well. Yeah, that's a really good thing with this torque-based ECUs. All modern cars are using this torque-based ECUs. It's for controlling the gearbox. So it also makes a lot in conjunction with the gearbox. When the gearbox says it is need to have a reduction of 50 or whatever, 200 Newton meters, ECU do it, and yeah, they're working back and forth. Let's see also the run number 2. You can see here I actually had here the four-wheel drive in, and yeah, hopefully if I make better passes in the future I can show you more of these logs and maybe screen record instead of having a flimsy camera here. But you can see here this is third gear. Yeah, it's got locked in third gear. The whole first gear, no launch control, so it was very sloppy. But here you can see the wheel speeds. Same here, torque aim and torque control, so it will not give unlimited of power. You could see all the wheel speeds here. These 4 ones, they are dancing around, so the car is spinning here in the second gear. It actually starts a little bit here in the first gear, in the top end, and then they're spinning a bit. Yeah, more than I want, I think, but I did not do any burnout, so it was yeah, and it was also slippery there. And then going into third gear, had different size of the tires, as you can see here, but they are in line with each other, so no spinning here in the third gear, so that's a good thing. And then torque control, it was about torque, about what I had set before, so in the future I could there in the third gear give it even more torque and boost as well. I see the boost is boost pressure, yeah, it's not coming up to the aim really, and yeah, when the torque is a little bit high here, it turns the boost down as a little bit as well. Yeah, so very sophisticated control of the engine, and hopefully I can learn about this and make it all better to make this car really fast. You could see here the torque aim on third gear here. The aim was 1050 and it saw 1133. It actually calculates, there's no torque sensor, but it's a little bit high there, so actually it pulls down the throttle here from 100 to like 87 to control it, but it's no wheel spin, so it's just what I had put in before, and like limits. That's kind of the same that there's in many OEM ECUs. Not many aftermarket are like these. Maybe it can be something with the brake pressure. And the problem is that I have half of the ABS unit on the car, so I have the circuit board connector there that makes yeah, wheel speed, the sensors going in and distributing to all of the other car. I was thinking to make it a little bit more lightweight because this one is heavy, so we disassembled this one, but it was a mistake. It actually got broken, I think. These are the solenoids, but also here to the circuit board there was, I think these are the pressure sensors. Can you see the wires? Some tiny wires on these ones, smaller than a cat hair. So this one is broken, so maybe if I can do something, connect something to it, and if you see compared to my hand here, it's very small. Yeah, maybe if it was complete I could just run some brake pressure into these ones, but even if I'm not using the ABS brakes, not the plan for this car. Here is the little board that these sensors, I think was the small wires what was attached to. We just had them in here with the plate, so this is covered off now, and in the car I had ABS, just this unit here with electronics inside, most of them at least. I have ordered a new ABS unit, a complete one, not just this one, a little bit broken. So I'm waiting for that one, and hopefully that can bring me forward in the troubleshooting of the gearbox. We'll have it here in a couple of days. Bought it from Germany. And also working on some other stuff in meantime. For example, air condition, doing some investigation and wiring how to set this up. Should I use this one? I connected this one, but not sure if I'm gonna use the original buttons for it or make it a little bit more simple and not use all that kind of sensors that the original uses. It's many temperature sensors in different places. It's yeah, the sun sensor here. So maybe I will make it a little bit more simple, control it just with my Motec and with an PDM. But I think this is it for now. Hopefully in the next one I have more better news that the gearbox is working, but we'll see. Thank you for watching.